Hey, it's Empress Rose, and welcome to our collective reading. So to start off, I'm looking at the scrying ball, and there's a person here. At first, they looked like they were wearing like bunny ears or a mask or a costume. Then it was a very large hat. So there's something like really big going on up here, like a hat or a costume or something like that. And they have two sides to their face. Like one is a little more serious and contemplative, and the other one is like a big clownishness. So yeah, there's almost like masking, costuming, and something about, it's not that one side is real and the other side is fake, although the costuming does have that effect. But there is a sense of two parts of a person, of a being, and one is masking something else that's going on. But the costuming, it's like a, like a Carmen Sandiego hat, or the big hat with fruit on it. Or also I saw like a ship, a hat with like a boat, a big boat hat. So yeah, anyway, I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but all right. And then from our Moonology deck, we have adjustments are required third quarter moon. So gonna have to shift a little bit in how you do something and how you work something. It's like driving, and then you have to park, and it's a parking lot, and you don't drive in the parking lot the way you drive out on the freeway. So at least most people don't. And so you shift how you're moving, you shift how you're driving, you shift what you're looking for. Maybe on the freeway you're not looking for small children darting out between cars, but in the parking lot you are looking for small children darting out between cars. Like there's a shift in the way you handle something and do something. So you have to adjust something. Keep going. There's not like a quitting, but just you're gonna have to do some tweaks here. And then, oh, I love this one. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. Come what may. New moon energy is come what may energy. We're not getting a clear view of a whole situation, but be very confident. That could be, maybe you need to shift the way you're doing something, shift the way you're running something, but there is a sense of like ownership and like owning how you're doing something, owning your path, owning your own powers. And I feel like there's a sense of honesty here, like confidence allows for honesty. You can be, if you're confident in who you are and confident in the decisions you're making, you can be like honest and open and, well, yes, I am like that. Yes, I did do that. Yes, I am this person, because you're confident in who you are. So being confident, not shirking away from anything, kind of shifting how you do something. And maybe it is like coming in with a lot more confidence into a situation of, and maybe that is the shift and the adjustment is required, is that you need to be showing up more confidently. And with the Leo too, it's like interesting because there's this emphasis on the hair, the mane, the crown, and what's going on up there, which is what I see in this person right here. Okay, this one fell. And maybe it is a performance aspect. Maybe there's a performance going on, and you can be very confident in your ability to perform a function, maybe even if it's not just a dramatic performance requiring costuming. You can be confident in your work. So if someone's asking you to adjust or tweak something, or maybe do something a little different, don't let that shake your confidence. You still know what you're doing. You're still doing a good job, or you're still, well, I don't know, but you're still don't let tweaks or adjustments that are being made around you shake your confidence in yourself. Maybe you have to shift how you handle a situation, shift how you handle certain people. That's not a reflection on you, is what I'm seeing with just these two cards on the table. It's not a reflection on you. That's a reflection on the situation, on other people, and how you handle it is a reflection on you. But there might be a shift, but don't let it shake you too much. And then, oh, this is fascinating. These definitely are together. The seer and the knight. So again, like, do not worry about what you cannot see. There's a lot going on behind the scenes, or maybe not a lot, but don't worry about what you don't know yet. You'll find out when you need to know. It's the night. It's the dark. Don't worry about it. Do not be afraid of the dark. Don't be afraid of the mysteries. Don't be afraid of all that you cannot see, all that you don't know. There's no need to fear this. There's a spiritual quality to it, to the darkness. So again, confidence, even though you don't see where something's going and you don't know where something's going, bringing in some confidence in your ability to deal with the unknown and the unseen is important. Being comfortable with uncertainty. And then we have the seer here. So to me, this talks about seeing in the dark, seeing in the night, knowing something, seeing something that isn't available to the naked eye. It doesn't matter if it's light or dark out. It matters that you're able to see something. Maybe you could see something coming, but you're able to see in the dark, or at least navigate through the dark. And both the knight and the seer have very spiritual qualities. It's intuition. Together they have a high priestess vibe. Even though this deck has a priestess card, I'm not seeing, there's like a combination here, but there's a separation. So together they're the high priestess, but there's a separation between the mystery and the person seeing the mystery or understanding the mystery. So there's a sense of like, there's a Medusa feeling here too. Of power. There's a sense of intuition. Strong intuition is guiding you through some sort of uncharted territory here. And you're going to have to shift. There are shifts required here, right? Adjustments are required. You're going to have to shift what you're doing, but that doesn't mean you don't see things clearly, or yeah, there just is, like, a high priestess card would have been just one entity, but this is sort of like there's the situation and there's the person seeing straight through the situation and seeing almost as if there's no darkness, almost as if I'm just seeing like night vision glasses, but they're so clear that it doesn't feel like uncertainty. It doesn't feel like night because they are so clear. All right, we got a couple of here. What the sunbeams have to show. I like this a lot with these two. This brings a lot of clarity to me with these two. What the sunbeams have to show is, you know, that one next step that's a beam, it's shining down. So you're not getting, again, as we would expect with the night card, you're not getting a big overall view, big picture situation. You're getting a view of the next step. The next step is this step. And you may have to change something that you're doing or shift a little bit. But it is the next step. Last week I was seeing in my ball, I saw the steps, the stair steps going somewhere. And that's what I'm seeing here is like the light is being shown on the next step. It's almost like you're in the dark and then this beam comes down and it's like, this is the next lily pad you have to jump to. This is the next thing that you need to go towards. And it's just a step-by-step process. So you're following the next step in a process. You're not take it. This isn't at this point in the reading. We're not talking about looking at a big picture. We're talking about looking at the very next step in front of you. What do I have to do now? And you're seeing the next step. And it is interesting because we have the Knight card. So it's like this beam is coming into the darkness and you're seeing the next step. You're not necessarily seeing the whole situation and everything about it. So I think that there is some comfort that like I know we all love to get a big overview. What's the cliff notes of what's going on in my life right now? What's the big overview? Can I look at a map? I'd like to see a map of where I'm at. But this is saying if you can't tell where you're at, if you don't see, you're not going to be able to see where you're at. But the next step is the next step. So that's the next step. So it's saying like kind of trust the process, I guess, or the steps will be revealed to you. It's okay that you don't see the whole picture. And that's what I'm seeing with the Knight card, the Seer, and this Sunbeams have to show. It's okay that you don't know the whole story and you can't see the big picture. That's okay because you're being guided step by step. So be confident even though there's a lot you don't know and you know you don't know it. Still, there's something you do know and be confident in that. And that will show you the next step. So, and then we have what the winter spirits know, which is about rest. It's about dreaming. It's about visioning. And what the winter spirits know is that rest is a key component to productivity, to life. And this reminds me of, I forget what that book is called, but the same author wrote Maps and Dreams. And anyway, in the 1970s, he went to live with, I can't pronounce the name, but it's like Inuit Eskimo, but the real name is something that I'm not going to be able to do right here, or ever. I don't think I've just read it. So the dreams are really important because they would show people where to go hunting or where to move the tribe or where's the most advantageous place. And what is also coming to mind is that they would have a seer. He tells a story of the seer saying we should move over here. And the visionary or the dream interpreter in the tribe saying we should move over here. And they're like, yeah, no, over here is better. It looked better. It looked a lot better. But that wasn't it. And it was only good for like that year. And then they ended up moving to where the seer said that they should move to. Because that didn't last. It was just like a moment in time in that place that made it look abundant and like it could sustain the group. And it was just like for this moment, it looks like it's going to sustain something. But this is saying, but the seer had seen something else and had seen like, we need to go over here. So they ended up doing the next step the seer said they needed to do. But they didn't do that at first. So anyway, these cards out here are bringing that story to mind. So dreams are really important. You might want to be listening to your dreams, following your dreams, like more literally, but also I guess figuratively too. But rest is really important. Do not exhaust yourself. It's difficult to make really good decisions when you're exhausted. It's difficult to be confident in your intuition when you're exhausted. That exhaustion can lead us down the wrong path. So this is rest and recuperation is very, very key to this whole process. Maybe that's even the next step is you got to go take a nap. And then we have paint joy across the sky. It's a very imaginative, exciting card, a lot of happiness. And maybe you are blessing other people, making other people happy, making other people laugh, making other people, delighting other people. But there's a lot of joy just kind of in that atmosphere. It's interesting. There's like this well-restedness, and then there's like good morning sunshine, I'm hearing like a trumpet, like a camp trumpet, like calling people awake, and it's exciting. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. We're awake. We're alive. There's new adventures to be had today. I hated summer camp with a passion that is completely inexplicable, but for those that loved summer camp, this is exciting. This is so cool. It's like, another day at summer camp is what I'm feeling. So waking up and there's this happiness, there's this joy. This is painting joy across the sky. Who can argue with that? And then we have a firebird is called to soar. It's Phoenix vibes though here. So renewal. And what you're passionate about, like maybe take a break from something and then hit the gas, like refuel your consciousness, refuel your psyche, refuel. And then this is very exciting energy. There's a renewal energy here. And there's energy, there's passion, there's energy, there's joy, passion, energy. But you may just be being shown the next step. And what do I do now? And what do I do now? Without really seeing what's coming or how this unfolds. So I think we're seeing like, don't worry about the night and the things you can't see, because there's just so much joy and energy and passion here. Also, this rest time, this night time, resting at night. What the winter spirits know is that night and winter are for resting. And then we have this like intense spring energy, even with the sun, what the sunbeams have to show, coming through after that, this intense spring energy of renewal and energy and excitement and joy coming after this night, this darkness, this low-key time, this hiding out, and rejuvenation time. So, I mean, basically it taught, in like the simplest terms, it's like you're gonna go to sleep and then you're gonna wake up and the birds are gonna be singing, and yeah, there's a lot of bird energy here too. The birds are gonna be singing, the sun's gonna be shining, and everything's going to be fabulously amazing. You're gonna go to sleep though. So be confident in this like renewal energy. I mean, and that's just the story all the time. It seems like it's the daily story, really. It's what happens every day of our lives is there's this night period, this rest period, and then this rejuvenation and excitement period, and then the night and the rest, and then the getting up and the good morning sunshine and the all of that energy. I mean, that's just like the daily cycles we go through, the yearly cycles we go through. So it looks like just a whole cycle, a day, perhaps one day. What a difference a day makes is kind of coming to mind here. Okay, underlying Seven of Pentacles. So in the background, we have something that you've worked a really long time for and haven't seen results yet. And you're starting to question whether you should continue down this path, whether to stick with what you've got or go plant your seeds someplace else or put your work in someplace else. Like you've put a lot of energy and a lot of work into something, and you may be like not seeing results, not seeing not seeing the fruits of your labors, and you're waiting for the fruits of your labors. So there's a patiently impatient card. There's a sense of like, is this all I get for all of that effort? Is this all I'm receiving in return for all of this effort? Is this worth it? I've put a lot of work into something. And there's a sense of like rethinking the work or thinking about all the work you've put into something. And that's where adjustments may be required, is like, in the cycles of harvest, we have like the planting, the watering, the weeding, and then at some point we have the harvesting. And so we need different tools for the harvesting of the work that we've done than we do need for the development. So it's like you go to college, you learn a bunch of stuff about the field you want to work in. You actually get into the field that's very different. It's like graduating from law school, but now you have the bar exam, which is a completely different set of knowledge and information and way of moving your brain than graduating from law school is. So So that could be this shift. So you may be like using the same tactics you've always used when there's in fact a shift needed in your tactics. You're still a farmer, you're still doing this thing, but you need to shift. Well, now it's time to actually do this part. Like, we got all this set up, now we have to actually do the work, or not actually do the work, but do a different type of work. So that's what I'm seeing here, but it's something you've put a lot of work into already, and you are not sure it's paying off. So then from the bottom, I was holding the deck upside down. We have 3 of Wands, hope and looking to the future. So continuing to hope, even though you're not really seeing a lot of results. Past, present, inner landscape. What's the issue? Environment, to-do list, possible outcome. That's fascinating. This to-do list is really interesting. Okay, in the recent past, we have Knight of Swords. Communication kind of cleared some things up. Maybe there were hopes and there were dreams, and this communication came in and just burst that little bubble, or maybe clarified something. It maybe wasn't the greatest communication you've ever heard. It might have come out in an argument or a discussion of some kind, and wow, that really burst my bubble, painting a new vision of reality, a new understanding of reality. It was a truth bomb, perhaps, or a reality. It cut through some confusion. Like, what if you were confused about something? This definitely was like, no, don't worry about it. That's not, we're going to clear that up. There were maybe a lot of words said. There were a lot of words, but a few of them were very clear and really clarified where people stand and what the shifts in the wind are about, and like the temperature in the room or the relationship or something like that. So something came in here and really cleared some things up. I'm not sure the situation was pleasant. I'm not sure that, it doesn't look like you were sitting in your lazy boy and someone was like, and the truth is you're amazing, which is the truth, but that's not the truth. This might've just been somebody's truth. So it came in kind of fast, kind of sudden. And not in the most peaceful way. And there may have been too many words. Oftentimes in conflict, people use way too many words. The least words possible is probably going to be better, because you risk the problem of saying things unintentionally if you're very verbose. From a verbose person, I can tell you that can happen. So you want to, like, especially if there's conflict or difficult truths, just keep it short, sweet, to the point. I don't think this happened here, because there's a lot of like energy and explode, and just her whole dress is words. And then here we just have the one that really did the trick. But here's all this like cloud and storm and wind coming through here. So, and because it's a night, it seems to be somebody speaking. Your current situation, Page of Cups, you're very surprised about how you feel. That's interesting. The airplane is in the swords. It feels very Knight of Swords. There's airplane coming in here. And Page of Cups, somebody here is very surprised. There might be emotional immaturity. There might be somebody that feels a little smug about what they've discovered and what they've found. Yeah, again, another person. Oh man, this whole top row is like too many people. And none of them are kings or queens or royal or... Yeah. So, but this Knight of Swords, this actually may have been some communication where it's like, well, I'm not sure. I don't know. It maybe made you rethink some things. And so Page of Cups is here. So somebody is here. It could be you. It could be somebody else. Page could be child. It could be immaturity. There could be surprising things coming to the surface that you didn't realize, didn't know. There's a willingness to face things. here with this Page of Cups. I like it. There's a, like, you know, those videos where like you're watching them play basketball and you have to like count how many times the basketball hits the ground. So you're really focused on that. And then this like person in a gorilla suit goes through the video, and not many people notice the gorilla because they're so focused on the basketball hitting the ground and counting on that and doing a good job and getting an A in the assignment that they don't notice the gorilla walking through the basketball court. So, and unless you're aware of that, once you're aware of it, the trick doesn't work anymore because you're like, yeah, and then I saw that. But this Page of Cups reminds me of someone whose mind is still open, whose heart is still open, and is not so focused on like the counting. This does look like the counting of the basketballs, that they're able to see the gorilla walking through. So a lot of times, like spiritually, emotionally, what we are focused on and what we're looking for, we see that, but what we don't see is this like miraculous thing. So when I see Page of Cups talking to this fish, I see someone that's not ignoring reality. They're not ignoring how they feel. They're not ignoring, and not like ignoring as in I'm ignoring this, but as in so focused on something else that they're not paying any attention to their feelings. They're not paying any attention to surprising things that could shift the energy and could change some things. So the Page of Cups just seems very open-minded and open to new experiences and open to the unexpected. Perhaps part of the problem is they're not particularly focused on counting the times the basketball hits the floor because like it just doesn't seem that important to them. But they are able, with that lack of focus though, comes this like open-mindedness of like, oh, well, now there's a gorilla. Oh, I don't know, the basketball hit 20 or 30 times. But here's that gorilla. Like it's someone that can pay attention to something else, isn't just paying attention to what they've been told to pay attention to, but is open to a variety of experiences as they come up. So I can see someone like washing dishes and being just so focused on washing dishes that they throw the fish out. And someone's like, well, what'd you do with my fish? Like, what fish? I didn't see a fish. I was just washing dishes. Well, no, I put my fish in a cup by the sink so I could wash the tank. And the other person was just so focused on washing dishes, they didn't even realize that they threw the baby out with the bathwater. So this is someone who's like definitely not doing that. There might be some immaturity, but basically I see open-mindedness, open-heartedness, and an openness to new experiences with this person that's coming in. This could be someone new to your life. This could be a child. This could be just an aspect of yourself that is still innocent and open and available to see the world as it is and not as it's expected to be. Your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape. Oh, also this Page of Cups could be someone receiving good news. That's how I see that right now. So this Page of Pentacles, in your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape, you could be thinking about an actual child, because the Pentacles to me, when we're talking pages, queens, kings, talk about like the actual person in the 3D. So a page to me could be an actual child. It could be a job. It could be a project. But it's very 3D. It might have to do with money and resources and using time, money, all of that, and starting a new project. So you could be thinking about starting a new project, thinking about, this reminds me too of like an entrepreneurial spirit of somebody who, you know, a lot of people all of us can get into this mode where we go to work and that's the main goal, is getting that paycheck and bringing it home, and not seeing opportunities. This person is available, has a mind that can see the opportunities that are outside their daily routine. So this Page of Pentacles is about like some sort of new opportunity, maybe a new person, maybe a new coworker, but could also just very much be a child that's on your mind that you're thinking about. So you could be thinking about a new project. You could be thinking about a person. And this is your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape. What's in your heart? What are you thinking about? What are you wanting? And I definitely see that you are wanting this new project or a new person, or could just be thinking about a child that you know. And I think about growth too, about how to help this child grow, or how to help this project grow. There's definitely a desire to build this up and to see growth and fulfillment of a promise, not a promise as in like something we felt we were forced to say, but a promise of like the potential, the potential of somebody coming to fruition and wanting to grow that and wanting to nurture that, either a child or a project. What's at issue here? 2 of Cups reverse. You're not able to connect with somebody. So if this is a child, or a new coworker or a new project, you haven't been able to connect with the people that you need to connect with, or you haven't really. I mean, in some ways, if something's not going well, it's because you haven't hit the stride, or you haven't, the communication, you haven't, like, it's fixable. It's not like everything's going swimmingly well here, and so now we can't figure out why this project isn't moving forward. Like, it's like, well, there's improvements, there's adjustments that can be made. We can improve on something. So you haven't either connected with the right person, or connected with the right project or the right plan, or there's a disconnect, discommunication, lack of communication. This can also be a breakup. 2 of Cups can be a breakup of people that once saw eye to eye. It's just a lack of deep understanding and connection between you and a project, you and a person. There is a rendering of connection, tearing up of a connection, or a dissolution, a detangling of intertwined fates, an unbraiding. So, and this could just be circumstances. You're not able to be with somebody you love right now due to circumstances. This can also be like mental circumstances, emotional circumstances. There's just a breaking apart, and 2 that have been closely intertwined are no longer closely intertwined. There was a breakup of some kind, or just a separation. Or it could be two of Cups in the upright. It can be a conversation and it didn't go well. And there was this Knight of Swords energy that maybe they seem just as surprised by what they're saying as the other person does. Like, so maybe it is, the 2 of Cups in the upright can be just a conversation. It's a soulmate conversation where we're connecting, and maybe we did not connect with this person. There was a missed connection. A missed or missing connection. But there's no emotional attachment here. In your environment, 3 of Pentacles, so lots of work. There's a team. Either this is a team that you're working with, or a team working around you without you. There's a team that's building something and working together. So, and this could also be like people in your environment that have skills, building skills. So 3 of Pentacles, after 7, it's sitting next to 7 of Pentacles. It's reminding me that this reading is about something you've put a lot of effort into. 3 of Pentacles can be a team. Like, if this is about an intimate relationship, this could be about getting marriage counseling or couples counseling with this 3 of Pentacles, bringing in a third party to help build the relationship, right? It's like you and I aren't doing this, aren't connecting right now. So there's a third person that could come in and be the contractor, or bring some sort of skill that the 2 of Cups in reverse lacks the skill. So it is like seeking out expert help, building a team of people to work with. There could be someone with advice. The team aspect of 3 of Pentacles talks about each person having a job. But there's not a lot of hierarchy in, well, I'm the contractor, therefore I'm better than you. There's like more like I'm the contractor, this is my skill set. You're the carpenter, this is your skill set. I don't have that skill set, you don't have my skill set. So let's combine skill sets and get that. It's not that like I have all of your skills plus all these other skills, so I'm better, which I think people get very confused with, especially in our current system. So yeah, the Three of Pentacles though is people working together, people co-creating, people teamwork. It's the teamwork card. So that's going on in your environment. There is teamwork going on. There is a group working together. I don't know if you're part of it or not, but there are people working together. There's a whole team vibe. So this could be about teamwork that you've put a lot of work into as well. Your to-do list is Four of Wands, committing to the next level. So we've leveling up, doubling down on commitment. So it's really interesting because there was a personal reading that had this similar vibe here recently, but this Seven of Pentacles, like, do I keep going down this path? Even though like I now feel disconnected, I'm, open to new ideas. I have this thing I want to do. It seems like maybe it's early on in the process with these pages here. This is like, yeah, you need to double down on this actually, like recommit. So it's Four of Wands is like the engagement card, and the engagement isn't that we're married and this thing is solid. It's that this thing feels solid enough to build on. This is a good foundation. So now we're going to build on the foundation. We're going to put the work into planning something. We're going to put a lot of work and a lot of money, well, depending on how you do engagement, and how you plan a marriage or a wedding. But there is like a commitment, like we're gonna do this. We're gonna make this commitment to the future, to our future, to a joint future with this Three of Pentacles going on. There's this like recommitment to a path you've already been on. This isn't a brand new path. There's no Fool card here. It's just a recommitment to the path you've been on. I see that with this resurrection vibe from the Phoenix in Firebird is called to soar. Like, so, and then there is a lot of joy here. There is some sort of recommitment, some sort of leveling up, some sort of, also a different part of the process, right? Adjustments are required. Like, and just to take our relationship metaphor, like, if we've been dating, then being engaged and planning a wedding ceremony is different than dating. It's like a different stage in the relationship. So that could be about work as well. There's like a different stage here that you need to move into, and you can do it and you're able to do it. And then the World card is interesting too. The World card's one of those big giant cards. Sometimes I wish that tarot and these cards all came with like a rating system, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how big is this in my life? Like, I don't think tarot should even talk about it if it's below a 3. Like, yeah, we didn't come to the cards to learn about things that were, below a 3. But a 10, I'd like to know the 10. And then I'd kind of like to know, like, are we talking a 5 here? Or are we talking a 10? How strongly is this going to affect my life? And honestly, I think cars should have the same system for their brake lights. Like, did they tap the brakes or are they slamming on the brakes? Because that's the difference between me just driving somewhere and me having a panic attack is like, did you tap the brakes or did you slam the brakes? So that said, the World card can sometimes be the beginning card. Like, the story is bigger. Like, this story is happening in a larger scale than a 3, 4, 5 scale of 1 to 10, right? It's the final card in the deck. Something is completed. So in order to complete a process, it wants you to recommit to the process. Something will be coming to an end. There's a completion. The World card can be travel. It can be birthdays. It can be so many different things. And it can be completing a process. Like, you haven't completed this cycle because you haven't done the harvest. You've done all the work up until the harvest, but you haven't done the harvest. You haven't picked the peaches, you haven't canned the peaches, you haven't dried the peaches, you haven't done whatever it is you're going to do with the peaches, which is the completion of the process. This is saying you need to double down. Like, you've got a bunch of people here helping you pick the peaches and harvest the peaches, and you need to show up and you need to double down on this, because that will bring this cycle to an end, to a close. The season will be over. This year will be over. So it's a cycle completion card. It's pretty big ending, pretty big chapter coming to a close here, or, you know, it's the end of the mini series or something, but it's asking of you to commit, to recommit, so that you can bring closure, something full circle. This could also be an anniversary card, right? Because it's the world, it's the orbit, it's the yearly cycle, which we've touched on, the daily cycle and the yearly cycle. So coming into an anniversary here, and how is that going to work? Yeah, and just looking towards that, an anniversary, a birthday, something like that. So yeah, actually, I want one more card about the world card. What is, can we get a clarification? I don't know. Strength. Something you've had to endure is coming to an end. An internal struggle is becoming complete. This is the strength is this thing that you've struggled perhaps to bring to fruition is accomplished. It's taken a lot to complete this and to get here. That's what we can say for sure. But I wasn't expecting the strength card. I was expecting something that, like, the world card is about a birthday. It's about something you've endured a lot of. It's coming to an end. But you're being asked to, like, double down and commit before something closes out. It's almost like finish strong. That's it. It's finish strong. That's the world and the strength card. Finish strong. Like, double down and finish strong with this team project, this teamwork, something like that. Finish strong. Don't peter out. Don't, kick the curb and walk away. Finish strong. That's it. Again, cow spirit. The miracles are endless. So there is a sense of allowing things to come in to assist you and being open to those, like this Page of Cups, being open to unexpected things. Also, there is such like a grounded abundance to the cow. And I used to have cows. I used to have a farm and hand milked my cows with raw milk. And it was lovely. I made cheese and all that stuff. It was very fun while it lasted. And then when I was done, I was done. So I don't know that I finished strong though. One of my cows like got out and disappeared, and someone found it 3 weeks later on some other farm. I don't know. It was just, I did not finish that strong. I finished it, but I was like really tired of cows at that point. Anyway, but when I was done, I was done. So I had cows for like 5 years. It was a 5-year cycle. So miracles are endless though. There's a grounded abundance here, which is very beautiful. And I love that it's coming from last week as well. Last year, that's interesting, but coming in from last week as well. And then fox spirit, think on your feet. Be clever. You may have to make some quick split-second decisions. Being clever, being smart about being smart about it. Think on your feet. And then, oh my gosh, I'm almost out of time here. The strength of you, which I find interesting because we have this finish strong suit here, couple here. Are you doubting your ability to heal or recover? There's nothing that has fundamentally damaged your spirit, your will, or your heart. Your fire, your soul is still strong, right? The firebird is called to soar. It only looks like it got crushed. Your spirit only looks like it got crushed. It did not. no matter how broken those parts of you may feel at times. They have only ever been broken to heal stronger. They have not been broken beyond repair and never will be. So the phoenix rising again, finish strong. You may have endured something, but it is not broken beyond repair. There's a lot of hope and a lot of reasons to believe in yourself and believe in sort of, I want to say, the miracle of healing and rejuvenation and renewal, the miracle of renewal. All right. I hope that was helpful for you. Thanks for joining me. We'll talk again soon. Bye.